Hey, what's going on guys, Ace here, and today we are going to review spoilers for chapter 277. And boy do I have a spicy chapter for you guys. You see, these chapters that are leading to the final goal always carry a lot of hype in them, because we want to see how the writer is going to end this arc and end this game, which has been really intense so far. But in any case, let's jump in. The first panel we see is Ego eating ramen and dissecting the last goal. And I don't mean just the last play, but actually he's dissecting everything that's happened ever since Rin took the ball from Kurona. And there he comments, "Rin, are you going to be the one to light the fire for the final battle?" I mean, come on, he is. He just scored a dominant goal. And he set fire to Isagi, Loki and Noah's hearts. And so he definitely did. But also we see that Anri is next to him and she is actually impressed, because as she tells us, this is the first time that Loki actually participated in the NEL, which is definitely very interesting. It seems that PXG always won without Loki actually interfering, and I am actually wondering about that. So first, this kinda confirms that Snuffy threw the first game away because it didn't have Borrow, otherwise he would have participated and I don't think Loki would have beaten him. And second, it's odd that Prince did not participate. It seemed that him getting humbled in the Bastard game really hurt him, and so he did not want to participate again. And finally, we actually know that Lavinio participated because he was the one to help Barcha score those 2 goals. And I assume the 3 minutes wasn't enough for him to score 3, and so PXG ended up winning. Which is kinda odd, I'm not going to lie. Loki doesn't seem to care at all about his team, which is the exact opposite of Noah. Very interesting indeed. But anyways, let's carry on and let's actually talk about the field. Because as Ego puts it, it's time for the final battle. It's time for the most important goal in the NEL, the crowning goal for the best team and the best player possibly. And so on PXG's side, it seems that Loki is replacing a defender, and so Choppa and the remaining defender are going back and becoming CBs, while Zantetsu and Nanase are becoming back wins, which is definitely correct. What I think is a bit odd is actually Charles playing as a wing as opposed to playing a cam, which I don't know how I feel about it. It feels a little bit odd. But anyways, on Bastard's side, Kunigami and Kurona are out, and it seems that Kunigami is really tired, like he gassed out. And as you all know, I really don't like this. I don't like the idea of the guy with the best physique in the U20 category right now to lose all of his stamina just for marking Shido for the span of 3 goals. I don't really know how I feel about it. But anyways, Kurona seems to be bummed out, and rightfully so. However, the big news is Noah and Igagori are getting in, and Bastard formation is actually completely different. First, Igagori is replacing Hiyori's position as a right back wing, and Hiyori is taking Kurona's position as a left wing. Then Noah is actually making Isagi as a second striker next to Kaiser, and he is taking his place as a right wing. Also, we see that Ness is still the beating heart of this formation, which again is kinda interesting, especially after all the breakdown and all the confusion Ness is having. But anyways, what's really odd for me is putting Hiyori next to Kaiser. I don't know how I feel about it. Hiyori never intended to play with Kaiser. However, when I think how Isagi and Hiyori play, I could see this working no problems. And so let's just move on from the formations. The commentator actually says something very interesting. The last goal is considered a tackle on Isagi's part, which I don't know how I think about it. Rin specifically lunged into Isagi. I mean, if you think about it, this is correct, and actually Isagi got a yellow card because the tackle was intended to stop Rin from scoring. And by the way, it's not going to be a red card because Rin still scored and the tackle wasn't really direct or nasty, they just bumped into each other, and so a yellow card fits here. Now, this seems as if Rin actually baited Isagi, which if we are talking about baiting another player into a foul, there isn't really a better option for Bastard than Igagori. I said this in my prediction video that Igagori is going to be the key to stopping Rin, because I feel Rin is playing so recklessly that Igagori might be able to bait him into a lot of fouls. And that's definitely something wacky, but I really can't wait to see it, because I feel like Rin needs to be punished for his recklessness, and Igagori is the perfect candidate. But anyways, let's carry on. Isagi is livid. He is not having it. He tells Rin that my life is not yours. I'm not going to be a stepping stone for you. I am the genius of adaptability. And besides, Noah is going to be here for 3 minutes. I need to prove my worth. We need to win with my own goal. Now, I've seen a comment on Twitter saying that the guy is spamming the word adaptability at this point, which I found to be funny, to be honest. It's true, but funny at the same time. But anyways, it's the kickoff for the last goal. And here something interesting happens. Usually it's Kaiser and Ness who start things off, but because Kaiser really doesn't care about Ness anymore, he's not taking the final kickoff and he is leaving it for Isagi and Noah, who by the way immediately got pressed by Shido. Up until now, Shido's presses are insane. He failed against Kunigami, but his presses against the other players are really great. But anyways, Isagi forwards the ball to Noah, who dribbled very easily past Shido, and we see that Isagi actually got past Shido too through his off-the-ball movements. There Noah actually passes the ball back to Isagi, and before the latter has any thoughts, before he can think of anything, Loki bursts into the scene, taking the ball away from him. Now, two things. First, this confirms that Loki is like 99 light years away from Chigiri, because before Isagi was able to very easily counter Chigiri's speed. However, it seems that he did not expect Loki at all, which is definitely something weird because I would assume someone with metavision would see Loki coming, even if he is fast. This could mean that Isagi has not yet adapted to Loki's speed, or that Loki's speed is just beyond reason and he is really OP. Now the second point is actually a problem I have with this. It seems that Noah really did not account for this. Now mind you, Loki did not target Noah, but actually he targeted Isagi, which is a smart move obviously because Noah is more threatening. However, I would expect at least Noah to see this, but he's actually nowhere to be found. He didn't even press Loki, unlike he did with Snuffy. Sure, he failed against Snuffy in a 1v1, actually in a 2v1, but he's not even trying with Loki. And the problem for me is Noah and Loki are both French. Noah should actually know how Loki thinks, and so he should have countered him here. I really do not know what this means yet, because it's honestly such a great feat for Loki, and it kinda takes the ranking a little bit by storm, because if you remember, even Prince, the guy ranked second in the world, wasn't able to take the ball away from Isagi and Noah, and so this is definitely interesting. I really can't wait to see how Isagi is going to adapt to Loki, because this is a little bit frightening, and as I said, it really messes up the ranking for the pros. I might need to update my list after this game. But anyways, Loki comments, "It's the slow ones that die first. That's the rule of nature," and Isagi is shook. There, in a very expected fashion, both Raichi and Hiyori cover Loki's path. However, he's not fazed by them at all, as we see him in an insane fashion go through them, like literally through them. He zigzagged through them. And Hiyori got reduced to a fodder again, which I don't know how I feel about it, man. I mean, against Loki it's okay, but I didn't like it before against Rin. But anyways, let's carry on. Loki really took them on a ride. Everyone is shook, especially Hiyori and Raichi, who did not expect him to burst like that. And also, Loki did not just stop here, he actually burst through Kiora as well. And he is actually met by Brinkenstock and Mensah, who are trying their best to stop him. But the odd thing here is that he didn't want to score, he actually passed for Ren. It seems that he wants to see the extent of Ren's evolution, the extent of the guy's evolution that got him excited in the first place, and so I'm definitely up for that. However, Ren is actually free, and with his insane range, he actually could shoot here and score. And Isagi is shitting himself right now. When I tell you guys, Isagi is shook because he's actually losing, and this way he will never be number one. Rin is taking everything away from him. However, I gotta tell you guys two things. First, where the hell is Kaiser? Like seriously, where is Kaiser and Ness? They're not even on the radar, and this is a problem because Kaiser is the fastest player in Bastard after Noah, and so I really think he is the key to beating Loki because he is the closest to him when it comes to speed, but also because he has metavision. And the second player that I'm wondering about is actually Igagori. The guy did nothing so far and he is very absent. However, in the very next panel, as Rin was about to shoot, Igagori bursts into the scene with his aura that actually resembles Chains. Chains? Really? Is he going to restrain Ren? Well, he actually tried, and he actually took the ball for a little bit out of Ren, which is such a great feat, I'm not going to lie. However, Ren is not going to let that slide, and so he tries to tackle him. I'm sorry guys. And so he tries to tackle Igagori, but guess what? Rin is on the right side of Igagori, and if you remember, he has a 100% chance of getting a foul if he is engaged from the right side. And man, he faked such an amazing foul, and the VR had no choice but call a foul on Rin. Man, this is super funny. I'm loving it. Like, I haven't laughed like this at an anime or manga for a while, man. This is pure gold, I'm not going to lie. And also, I expected this in my theory video that I posted yesterday. I said that the key to stop Rin is actually Igaguri. Because Rin is playing so recklessly, Igaguri is the perfect candidate to stop him through getting foul after foul. Now, I don't know if this would work every time, but at least it worked here, and Bastard is actually saved. And immediately, he proved his worth. Immediately, Igaguri really proved his worth. Now, everyone actually doubted Noah when he subbed him in. However, this seemed to have been the right choice, as Igaguri mocks Rin and tells him this is my playing style. Praise Buddha. And Rin is actually livid, and if you know anything about Rin, he has some wrath issues, and the more he will be wrathful, the more he's going to lose to Igaguri. I'm not going to lie, this is insane. The best player in the Neo Egoist League is actually losing to the worst. I'm sorry guys, I'm laughing a lot, but this is pure gold. Rin always seemed to be trying to pop a vein, and so Igaguri will actually give him a reason. Now, I don't think Rin got a yellow card here, but this is a start. Igaguri is actually the key to destroying Rin. As insane as that might seem, I actually was correct in my theory. I said the most plausible theory is that Igaguri will destroy Rin through a foul after a foul after a foul. Also, if we notice the tackle, it seems that Igaguri is having his hand on top of Rin, like he is clearly faking it. Oh my god, bro, this is so much fun. But anyways, with this actually we reached the end of the chapter, and a chapter in the NEL really ended with Igaguri actually on top. That's very interesting. Anyways, I have one thing really to talk about. I mean, the Igaguri stuff was amazing. However, the Loki thing, it's a bit of a problem, don't you think? Like, don't get me wrong, we've seen Chigiri zigzag between players like this before, however, we did not see him on this level. And also, Chigiri really struggled with taking the ball away from Isigi due to his metavision. However, Loki seems to not have that problem at all. He burst into the scene all of a sudden that Isigi did not even see him. Now, granted, he could have just taken them by surprise because Isigi did not adapt to him yet, and I definitely could see that being plausible. I mean, in the Manshine City game he needed a little bit of time before adapting to Prince, but there is a chance that he wouldn't be able to adapt to Loki at all, like we've seen him do with Snuffy. I mean, no matter what Isigi did, he eventually failed against Snuffy. And here it could be the case, not because Isigi cannot outsmart Loki, but rather because Loki's speed is way too much for Isigi to handle. And I'm calling it right here, the answer to stop Loki is going to be Kaiser. Trust me and mark my words. But regardless of that, there is something else I want to talk about. The reason Loki put so much hope on Charles is actually for him to beat Noah. However, didn't he just beat Noah? Noah did not expect him at all, and it's kinda odd, I'm not going to lie. Now I have a theory about this. Noah is actually not trying to score, and he is trying to play with Isigi, and thus he's not really doing his optimal plays, and I think he might notice that and stop playing with Isigi. And I actually theorized about this in my video again, where I said Noah might side actually with Kaiser, and Ness might help both and Kaiser will be the one scoring, which is definitely a theory that I would love. But in any case, I'm really eager to see Noah versus Loki, or at least how Noah is going to handle Loki on offense. No, actually both. It works both ways, how Loki is going to handle Noah on offense. I mean, we've seen Levi, who is faster than Noah, struggle with stopping him, and so I'm really eager to see how Loki is going to deal with him. But in any case, that's all I've got for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and please let me know what do you think of Igaguri and Loki. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, thank you for watching.